casting of Halle Bailey as Ariel in Disney's live-action remake of The Little Mermaid may have lit up the Twitterverse, but The Hollywood Reporter has the scoop on how people really feel, and we've got the numbers to back it up. After actress Halle Bailey was cast in the starring role of Disney's live-action remake of The Little Mermaid, many were left to wonder just who exactly the up-and-coming star is, with some critics stirring controversy by inquiring why a black actress was chosen for the role rather than someone who matched the Ariel of the 1989 cartoon.
Flipping your fins, you don't get too far. Legs are required for jumping.
Some social media users opposing the casting choice even began using the hashtag #NotMyAriel to express their displeasure with the news. But hashtags didn't match reality in this case, because according to a new Hollywood Reporter Morning Consult poll, most Americans backed the casting of Bailey as Ariel. In contrast, only 17% replied that they opposed Bailey taking on the leading role. And though 34% of respondents strongly support the casting decision, roughly 21% said they somewhat support it. As for the contrary, 8% of respondents somewhat oppose and 9% strongly oppose Bailey taking on the role of Ariel. Meanwhile, 23% stated that they had no opinion or were unsure of what they thought of the actress being chosen. The poll of 2,200 adults was conducted from July 8th to July 10th. Now, it might be a sign of the times, but the stats show a 31-point gap by a political party, with 75% of self-described Democrats supporting the casting, as opposed to 44% of Republicans. Much of the controversy surrounding the casting is due to Bailey's race not matching that of Ariel, who is known as a white, red-headed female character. According to the poll, over 48% of respondents stated that the closest description to their perspective on remakes is, when films are remade, they should be chosen as close to the original as possible, including sticking to the race and ethnicity of each character. Nonetheless, 25% of respondents were more in favor of remakes trying to be more diverse in their casting. About half of the public, 48%, surveyed in the poll, supports racial and ethnic minorities replacing traditionally white characters, including 62% of Democrats and only 36% of Republicans. How will this affect the reception of the film? Well, with news outlets and social media users discussing the big casting news of the anticipated live-action film, only 20% of respondents said they heard a lot about Bailey being selected to play the mermaid. Over 31% of respondents reportedly heard nothing at all about the casting decision. The 19-year-old singer, actress, and Atlanta native may seem like a newcomer to Hollywood, but Bailey has already made a name for herself with a slew of successful works in film, television, and music. Bailey's varied acting roles over the years include a series regular role on Grownish as Sky Forrester, Disney Channel's Austin and Ally, Tyler Perry's House of Pain, and in the 2006 Queen Latifah film Last Holiday. She and her sister also formed the duo Chloe and Halle, signed to Beyonce's label Parkwood Entertainment. For the upcoming live-action Mermaid remake, eyeing an early 2020 production start, Bailey will be joined by stars Melissa McCarthy, Jacob Tremblay, and Awkwafina, who have all been in talks to lend their voices to other live-action and CG parts. Rob Marshall is set to direct after helming the studio's sequel to Mary Poppins Returns. For all the latest casting updates, keep it locked to THR.com. For the Hollywood Reporter News, I'm Ben Myers.